Congressman, thank you so much for your time.
Good morning, Liz. Thanks for having me.
Well, we are now federal government shutdown day 22. What specific steps are you and your colleagues taking to push for an agreement that protects both federal employees and essential public services?
Well, we already did that. The House passed a simple bill to keep the government open at the same spending levels the Democrats had approved earlier this year. We did that on September 19th. The problem is it needs 60 votes in the Senate, and Senate Democrats are blocking it over their demands for $1.5 trillion of new spending. And, you know, there are no Republican priorities in the bill. It simply maintains the status quo to keep the government open. And that's what they're blocking.
A lot of people, including people in your district, are concerned about the potential loss of those Affordable Care Act subsidies if the shutdown continues. What assurances can you give your constituents that their health care access won't be jeopardized? Are you able to do that?
Well, premiums will simply revert to the original Obamacare premium levels. The premium subsidies were radically increased during COVID to extend to families with 6 figures of income as a temporary measure. The Democrats want to make these temporary subsidies permanent, but they also want to gut the Medicaid reforms that require able-bodied adults to look for work. They want to prevent states from padding Medicaid receipts that states like California are using to pay for health care for illegals. And they would repeal $50 billion in rural health care assistance that we had passed earlier this year. And they'd take health savings accounts away from 10 million Americans. That's actually in the Democrats' alternative bill. Well, you know, we can have that debate, of course, but we need to reopen the government first.
That's what I was about to ask you was, there's that big insistence that we continue to see from members of the GOP. Your colleagues are saying, just pass this bill. We will get to that eventually. We talked with Congressman Costa earlier today, who says there's an issue of trust here that we don't know whether they will eventually get to that issue if we pass this, should we pass this. What is your message to those across the aisle?
Well, pass the bill and reopen the government, and then we can have that discussion. You know, it's not clear to me what more the House can do until the Senate acts. As I said, we passed the bill to keep the government open back on September 19th. Now, remember your Schoolhouse Rock. The House sends an appropriation to the Senate. We did that. Then the Senate either changes the bill and sends it back to the House, or it passes the bill to the president. The problem is Senate Democrats won't do either. So explain to me what more the House can do at this point that it hasn't already done.
A lot of people at home might be thinking, you guys are up there, just do your job and come to the table and everybody meet. What do you want people at home to know about what's happening, and what, if anything, can they do to help maybe push lawmakers in order to get this deal done and move on?
Well, call your senators who've now voted 11 times to shut down the government. I understand Senator Johnson is going to offer a bill that would assure that the military and other essential workers who are required to show up, like TSA and ICE and the like, do get paid during the shutdown. You know, we'll see where that goes. But the bottom line is every federal paycheck depends on the federal government not bankrupting itself. Adding another $1.5 trillion to the debt, as the Democrats want to do, a debt that's already unprecedented and unsustainable, puts us all closer to the day when nobody gets paid because the government has no money. Our entire discretionary budget right now is being borrowed.
Congressman McClintock, it was just earlier this morning that Governor Newsom posted on social media saying that he's getting ready to have the California National Guard go out and help and start distributing food because since no deal has been reached, California SNAP beneficiaries are looking at their services being impacted starting as early as tomorrow. What do you want Californians to know about this? Again, while this continues, I mean, it just feels like we're in limbo right now.
Well, again, we're not exactly in limbo. I hate to keep repeating it, but it's a fact. We passed a bill to keep the government open, to keep the money flowing on September the 19th. We are waiting for the Senate to act so that we can, if they want to amend the bill to their liking, then send it back to the House. They won't do that. They can pass the bill to reopen the government, again, at spending levels that simply continue the status quo, at spending levels the Democrats already agreed to months ago. and send that bill to the president and reopen the government instantly. They won't do that. And that's a supreme frustration. But there's not a lot more the House can do at this point that it hasn't already done.
What, if anything, do you think could be done to rebuild public trust in the government? A lot of people are pretty frustrated right now and seeing what's happening.
Reopening the government would be a good start, wouldn't it?
Congressman Tom McClintock, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time. Great day. We'll be right back.